Behind the Curtain by Wismer. I have known Mandary the magician since he was Matthew Drake. We attended Atensfeld High School together for 4 years. Matthew was always a class showman and starred in our senior play as a traveling cure-all snake oil salesman, a role he played with even more charm than its script imbued. A month earlier, Matthew had asked me to the prom, but I was already spoken for. Wilson McDermott had courted me the day before, and I had gladly accepted. In looks, Wilson was not in Matthew Drake's league, but he was the smartest kid in class all through our 12 years at Atensfeld, and I have always been attracted to brains more so than by a handsome face. But let us save Wilson for another date, pun unintended, and another time. As Sean Reagan might say, hear me tell of Mandary the magician. Matthew prefers illusionist, but the alliteration of the M's is poster perfect for hype and hullabaloo. In any literary event, my Mandrake, remember the Sunday Funnies magician, commands his customary star billing in this round-table diversion. He contacted me as soon as he touched down in his private lair for his 2-day hometown music hall engagement on his yearly world tour. 4 booked solid matinee and evening shows. I, of course, accepted his invite at once to attend his late Sunday show. Now, if you have ever seen Mandary perform in person, you know what a mesmerizing show he conjures up. His television specials are must-view, but in person, he is mind-boggling boffo. And you know how so much of it is musically based, from getting a complete amateur to play Chopin on first sight, computer-chipped piano keys. I would wager to guessing a theatergoer's favorite song with Matthew himself rendering it in his clear tenor pitch, but suddenly, magically, from a far balcony. The stab at the song title, no doubt, requires advanced detective work, while the two places at once trick probably involves some form of holographic projection. I am always, as most, trying to deduce how an accomplished magician works his magic, and this evening I found myself a gumshoe once more. However, after the show, when I went backstage to meet him for our chauffeur dinner date at Tier 10, that alliteration again, I was given a gentle start upon closing the door to the hallway to Matthew's dressing room. Suddenly, the lights went out, and I heard what sounded like a giant tarpaulin cover dropping over me. At the same time, his trademark mystical harp was piped inside. As quickly as it switched off, the light was back on, and I found myself surrounded on all sides by a huge red velvet curtain. With no visible seams, it was literally of the whole cloth. Picture being trapped within a gigantic tote bag of no apparent exit. Next came Matthew's stage voice, telling me minute details about my prom night and graduation day that even I had forgotten. It reminded me of that old-time radio show featuring the mysterious crime fighter, the Shadow, clouding the criminal of the week's mind while solving the program's baffling case, then lecturing and finally coercing the culprit to confess the commission of his misdeeds. I found myself laughing as much as I was intrigued, puzzling matters out in my usual amateur sleuthing manner. Dinner was great, old Cape Cod and cantaloupe scalloped. By 1 o'clock, Matthew Mandary, the magician, was jetting his way to Piccadilly Circus for his next sold-out gig. But I ask you, how did our time together vanish into thin air?